Well, as we reported at the top of the show, President Biden announced today the forgiveness of up to $10,000 in federal student loan debt for borrowers making under $125,000 per year, as well as an extension of the pause on payments through the end of December. And while it helps tens of millions of Americans, Republicans call it a handout for the rich that will only worsen inflation. Matt Rowley from Freedom Retirement Services is here now to explain what this debt forgiveness means. Matt, thank you so much for joining us here on the News at 4.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So what's behind this move?
So this move is to help people who are struggling with student debt. Now, those who make $125,000 or less will qualify for $10,000 worth of student loan forgiveness. Those with Pell Grants, who are typically lower income students, will actually qualify for $20,000 in forgiveness. So that's the decision behind it. It's to help people who have been struggling with debt, typically and specifically related to student loans, to help reduce that debt.
And, you know, we talk a lot about debt, and this comes at a time when national debt is soaring. Can you talk about that as well as how this might, impact that?
Yeah, naturally, this is something that has had reactions from both sides of the aisle. And there are those who are not in favor of this, even on the same side of the aisle. Even some Democrats are against this, but it's because of that national debt. Now, right now, we're at $30.7 trillion in national debt, which is kind of alarming considering we were at 20 trillion in debt just 4 years ago. So we've seen a drastic increase in the past 4 years with the pandemic and the necessary costs surrounding that. So there are people who are pushing back as a result of that it will increase national debt.
So here's the $10,000 question, if you will. What do people need to do in order to get that student loan forgiveness?
So for 8 million people, that student loan forgiveness will happen automatically. The loan servicers will know who qualifies. For the majority of people, there will likely be some sort of application that's rolled out between now and the end of the year when the freeze ends. So for those, I would say make sure that your contact information is up to date with your current loan servicer, whoever's servicing the loan for your student debt. They're going to know how to help you out, but make sure your contact information is current and up to date. I would proactively reach out to them and ensure that happens.
I guess along that same note, if all goes as planned, how soon could these people see that forgiveness?
So the details are still up in the air on that a little bit. We know that the goal is for things to roll out before the end of the year as far as the application process goes, getting that started. Now, they will have to go through an application process. How long that takes is unknown, just because this is something we've not been through before. But I know the goal is to get it going quickly because the freeze is only through the end of this year.
All right, Matt with Freedom Retirement Services, thank you so much for joining us here on the News at 4.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll be right back.